Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome. So we're sitting in Wednesday here in Melbourne. So it's actually there's a bit of sun out today, which has been really good. So you can never predict it with this Melbourne weather. If you've ever been here before, you'll notice that the weather is on and off. Mother Nature changes her mind all the time. So wherever you are in the world, welcome. If it's Monday over in the States, welcome. Oh, sorry, on Tuesday over in the States, welcome. So yeah, one thing we wanted to talk about today is you're building your biceps, and just one little thing that'll make a really big difference to your bicep workouts. So it's really tiny. It's not much, but the little things, what you'll start to understand as you gain more experience in your training is the little things will make a big difference for you. So it's very tiny. So here it goes. So when you do like your bicep, as you can see, at when you sort of turn your little finger in, you'll notice it'll start to tense. Okay? So when you turn your little finger in towards your shoulder, you get more activation through your bicep and more squeeze, so to speak. So when you do your biceps, like one thing that I've discovered, I've just started a new program this week and it's been really good. So I've been doing a 60% body part split, so a full body workout. But it's a 60% of my 6 rep max, 3 sets of 6, and I'm building all the way up over the course of the coming weeks, right up to 100% in week 5. So the reason this week is so important is because it gives my joints a rest. So it lets my joints loosen up. And one thing I noticed with my bicep workouts this week, because I was lifting a lot lighter weights, I was able to get more contraction in my bicep, which was really cool. So it just goes to show that you don't need more weight to necessarily develop your biceps. You need to do a combination of both. That's why I'm sort of doing things in the sequence I'm doing it. So it's like a progressive increasing strength program where you start off light or lighter, so you do 60% of your 6 rep max and then you go all the way through to your 100 in week 5. So 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So, and by doing this, like I said, you can get more you give your joints a rest so they start to loosen up. But also, this is the really cool part, is you will notice more torque on your biceps. And this is where it gets even cooler, is when you start to get to heavier loads, you'll get more torque again because you would have drilled that. It's like drilling for the big game. It's like training for anything, training for sport. How do you develop your big game? I guess your big game performance is training. So what you do is you go through those lighter loads in order to sort of develop your form and make sure you progressively do it. And then by the time you get to that week 5 where you're going out all out 100%, then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to get a lot more torque with heavier weights. So this tiny thing, it's like this little finger, if you hold this up like this, like a crack pipe, yeah? So palm out like this, okay? So all you do, just a real tiny thing, so I'll stand front on this so you guys can see that. So all you do when you're doing your bicep workouts is just say, like, the traditional bicep curl is like that. So straight up, straight down, like you're holding a bowl of soup in your hand. So one tiny thing you want to do when you come up, this little finger, okay, watch this little finger. Okay, see how it turns towards the shoulder there. Okay, and what you'll notice if you put your finger or your hand on your bicep, you'll notice you'll start to get more squeeze there. So it sort of rotates over one another. Okay, and when you push that bicep in, you compress it and contract it. So, and this is what's going to cause it to develop. If you just leave it loose, okay, you're going to get a bit more limited range of motion. But if you start turning just like that, what you'll notice is you'll start to notice that more of the bicep will start to come out in your bicep workout. So you'll get more contraction, you'll get more bulge, so to speak. And it won't be limited in terms of your range, not only your range, but also the range in the contraction of your biceps. So making sure, and this is the thing, what you want to do is you want to make sure with every exercise that you guys do, that you're getting the most out of it. Okay, so your range of motion is going to be really important for one simple reason, and that is you want to be able to hit the muscle you're trying to target to its fullest extent, and putting your body in a mechanical position to be able to do that and really understanding that. So I really encourage awareness with your training. So by developing like awareness of what your body's doing and really paying attention to what it's doing, you just become that much better with your training, and you become that much more efficient and effective, and you will notice that you won't need to be in the gym for as long, because you'll be absolutely stuffed after about 45 minutes. You know, because you're putting so much energy, attention and effort onto the muscles you're trying to work and maintaining awareness. Like, it's really, really tough. Just say if you're doing heavier lifting loads, you know, all the time, then you don't get to give your joints a chance to rest and really sort of, it's not so much taking a back seat, like you're giving the heavier lifting a rest, but you're going back to just drilling the basics and then building back up again. So that way you can really start to understand what's going on with your body, and you can start to rejig a few things when you're not lifting as heavier loads, when you're going at like a 60% load, and then going all the way into the week 5 where you build up back up to 100 again. So progressive strength training is what I'm doing at the moment. So starting off at 60% and then building all the way up to 100 with full body workouts 4 times a week. So basically what I do is I rotate between, just say with biceps for example, what I'll do for day 1 biceps, so it's all like bicep isolation day. So what I'll do is I'll do a 45 degree incline curl. So, and that's with the technique that I told you guys about, that little finger. So the day 2 is your what I call a supinated chin up. So I like to use this one for biceps because it gets a direct hit on the biceps there. So I use that one for biceps and back because I find it hits both really, really well. And I don't necessarily need to do an isolation bicep exercise to cover that. So the first one was bicep isolation. The first one was bicep isolation. The second one was bicep compound. So the third one, which I'm about to do tomorrow, will be a bicep isolation again, which will be a hammer curl. Okay, so it's covering all parts. So, you know, like with this, you know, it's good because you can develop that range of motion. But you got sort of a few different planes to the bicep. You got the supinated there, and you've even got that too. So it depends on what part of the bicep you want to work. Okay, so hammer curls, so it hits straight up there. So it's still a bit more limited range than what I showed you guys just then. But, you know, as you can see, like different planes, you know, you're going to hit different parts of the bicep. So that's why I keep that in mind. And in my 4th day, which is back to bicep compound again, which will be a standing preacher bar bicep curl. So, you know, the U-shaped bar bicep curl. So compound isolation, and finding a way to let all the body parts sort of flow in sequence to that. Because if you do all compounds in one day and all isolations the next day, it doesn't really work. So you've got to have some compounds on body parts one day, and then some isolations on body parts on the same day to make sure it all sort of even flows. And then what you do is you switch it around the next day. So I hope that makes sense anyway, guys. I got a bit sort of complex there, but I hope that sort of helps you understand a few different things about how to best work your biceps and put into practice, and give you a few tools and tricks that you can use in the gym to help your biceps grow more effectively and to make your bicep workouts more effective. So once again, thank you for watching today. So if you guys could happily like, share and comment done on this video below. So what I'm doing is I'm giving you guys a chance to do a 4-week program with me, completely just out of the blue. Like, I just decided to do it today. So, you know, if you guys could share it around, that'd be awesome. You know, liking, sharing and comment done, and we'll give you guys a free 4-week program. I'd be more than happy to write it for you. Just hit me up in the inbox when it's done, and we'll be able to organise that for you. So take care. Enjoy your Wednesday if you're in Melbourne, Australia, or in Australia. If you're in the States, enjoy your Monday. Take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow.